right.
Hey everyone, how's everyone doing today? I hope you guys are doing well. So, from the title of this video, you guys are interested in tattoos and you're interested in my story. So, it's kind of a long story, kind of not, but you know, I can kind of draw things out a little bit, but I wanted to share with you guys my experience. This is my very first big tattoo, and yeah, so anyway, this experience of getting my thigh tattoo was not a very good experience. It had its ups and it had its downs. Okay, that's how I'm gonna say it. Ups and downs with this one. So yes, so back in 2017, I believe it might have been September 2017, my husband, he was like, hey, I found this really awesome tattoo artist out here in Virginia Beach. I won't name no names and no shops as well, just for the privacy of this person and whatnot. But anyway, I had, saw this person on Instagram and their work looks pretty dang good. So I was like, okay, well, let me see. So I am going to say it is a woman, okay? So anyway, I jumped on my IG and I looked her up and I just was scrolling and looking at all her, her work, and I was just amazed by her work. She really does like doing portraits and she loves doing big pieces. So I was like, perfect. I'm looking for somebody to do my thigh tattoo. And the fact that she's a woman, even a plus for me, because I think that's pretty badass for a woman. You know what I mean? Because women tattoo artists is not like how men tattoo artists are. You see more men in that than women. So anyway, so I was like, okay, I think I want, after some time, I was like, I think I want to go ahead and, see her, how I can get in for a session, you know what I mean? So anyway, I contact the tattoo place and they have said, okay, well, we can get you in December, and it was after Christmas. Okay. I said, okay, we can get you in. That's what they said. We can get you in for a consultation. I was like, wow, in December? And they were like, yes, because basically from September to early January is when they say that's when they take a lot of their clients, new clients and clients that come in for consultations to start their big pieces or whatever. So I was like, okay, I've never experienced going into an actual tattoo place where something of that sort, okay? Because I've always gotten like tattoos small enough so that way I didn't have to come in and out for different sessions. So this was all new to me. So anyway, I go in December and excited and everything. So I meet the woman and I was like, oh my gosh, okay. We went over everything that I possibly wanted. At the time, I wasn't sure if I wanted a background for my tattoo. I said, but for sure, I wanted a woman. As you can see the picture in the beginning, that's pretty much my vision that I wanted, okay? So anyway, September comes, not September, I'm sorry, December, we go over it, whatnot, and she tells me, she was like, okay, so, do you want, after the consultation, do you want to go ahead and book your first, tattoo session? And I had asked her beforehand, how many sessions do you think this would take, And she was like, for that piece, probably no more than 3 sessions. And I was like, okay, cool. So I was like, okay, so what's all the ins and outs? And she said, well, you'll have to put a deposit down, $150 to make sure that your place is set and everything. But your $150 will go towards your tattoo, your last session, basically. And I was like, okay, well, 3 sessions, that's fine. So anyway, and the session, an hour, each what was it? I think they charged, it was I think it was $100 a session, or 110. It was something fairly, maybe a little bit over $100 an hour for the session, for, you know, for an hour. Am I saying that right? I'm kind of mumbo jumbo. $100 an hour, basically, for the session. So each session, she had said, you know, be no more than a 3 to 4 hour session. You know, it can range between, but she will not charge me until she starts tattooing. So, okay, that's fine. So I said, okay, so when can we book? You know, she was like, okay, just to let you know, income tax season, which you guys, we know we're coming into income tax season. So just, that's why I want to put this out there for you guys. Income tax season is right around the corner. So I am so booked up until, get this, August 2018. And I was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? And she was like, yes. So I was like, okay, you know what? I have been wanting this tattoo for the longest. At the end of this, you guys, I will tell you what this tattoo means to me, okay? But like I said, this is a meaningful tattoo. So I said, what the hell? Let's just go ahead and schedule it. Schedule for the first session. August comes around. I go to my first session, and all she did was the outline, which I will have right here. And the reason why all she did was the outline was because this is where if it's a place of business, I urge you guys, if you have a business, and especially a tattoo bar, if you guys are watching this, make sure you have everything. You know what I mean? Like, it's really hurtful, you know, and frustrating to the client when things are not done right. You know what I mean? And you're not on top of your stuff. So she didn't have all the stuff that I had emailed to them. So she had asked me, oh, what was it that we're doing again? And I'm just, you know, in the back of my mind, I'm just like, to me, it's kind of like when you have a new client come in, you've already read, like, it's like you already read over your notes and stuff. Just even if it's like 15 minutes before the session, you read over your notes and you're like, okay, this is what that person wants. This is what we discussed and blah, 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 blah. Just to know, so that when you have your client come in, they feel a little bit more like, okay, this is, you know what I mean? They remember, even though honestly, does a tattoo artist remember everything? No, they don't. But that's what I'm just saying. Like, give those few minutes before to go over what you had that consultation about. So anyway, she was like, we don't have, you know, I don't have the notes basically. So, of course, I had to go over everything again. And all we had, like I said, it was a four-hour session, and I only got tattooed for an hour. And let me tell you something. This tattoo of an outline of just the woman, and you see how thin it was, okay? Because the outline had to be thin. Should that have taken an hour? No, not in my opinion. No, it shouldn't have. But for somebody like myself, not understanding, you know, and wanting this tattoo so bad that, you know, you would sit there and you just want it, you know what I mean? So I just feel like there goes two dings right there. The fact that you're not on it with your next client, me. And secondly, you took an hour for an outline. You know what I mean? And I feel like that was one, money hungry. That's how some of these shops are. I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. That is your place of business. But it's just not right. I don't have a problem paying the money, okay? I do not have, and let me just put that out there. I have no problem putting the money up front if your work is immaculate. If you're on top of it, I have no problem, because you know what? Your work speaks for it. But if you are not on top of your game, and stuff like this, you start the client will start pinpointing things that's wrong, you know what I mean? And honestly, that was the first thing. Okay, so she had said, okay, I'm so sorry, we're only here for the 4th session. I know it took so long for us to go over exactly what you wanted, but all we did was the outline. So the next time you come in, we will make sure we shade her in. And yeah, so I was like, okay. So when is the next time? So for the shop, I had to wait 4 weeks, a whole month before I come in again. So the next month, which is September. Was it September? Yeah, because August, September. Okay, so it was sometime, it might have been the end of August or early September. I can't remember. But either way it goes, I had to wait a few weeks and then come back in. So I came back in, and again, it was another ding. She comes in late. Okay, so I get it. Things happen. You know what I mean? We all get it. But I personally don't like when stuff like this happens, when they walk into a place. You're sitting there waiting. I get it. Things happen. I've got kids, okay? Not all the time I can be there on time. She comes in walking. She doesn't acknowledge the fact, I'm so sorry, I'm late. She comes in there and talks to the receptionist and has a conversation to the receptionist, okay? So I'm just like, okay, you know what, Maisha, just patiently wait. Just wait, you know, you'll be fine. So anyway, we go to the back and we discuss a little bit more about the butterflies, because that will be the next session. So she was like, okay, before we get to tattooing, I would like to go over your next session, which is the butterflies. And I said, okay. So as far as the butterflies go, I said, I have 5 kids. For each butterfly, I would like to have their birthstone color, and my kids already picked out the species that they want for their butterflies. So I made sure that I printed out, and I had a copy for, you know, each butterfly and what their birthstones was, the color. It was just plain out and simple, okay? So she was like, okay, I'm gonna keep this, and then I'll make a copy for yourself so you can have it. I don't need it, but whatever, okay. So we get to tattooing. We finish the second session, which was the girl. Okay, when I was there, I was like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful. I love her. You know how it is. You're just in awe because you finally started something that you had been wanting for such a long time. And in this case, I have been wanting this dang tattoo for almost nearly 10 years, okay? So when I saw it, I was just like so in awe. We took pictures, whatnot. So I come home and I'm looking at it and I'm like, huh. But it didn't really too much work. So I was like, okay, you know, let's wait until the swelling goes down and whatnot. I sent pictures to family members, you know what I mean, my closest, to see how, you know, the start of it and everything. And they were like, well, okay. One of my sisters was like, oh, she's cute. Oh my gosh, the detail is really good, da da da. But my other sister was like, she was like, what's going on in the tummy area? Like, I'm confused. It doesn't look quite right. Which there will be a picture right here for you guys to see what I'm talking about, the tummy area. And she was like, she was like, I don't want to come off like this to you, Maisha, but she looks fat. It's not kind of like what you had described for her, what you had told me, what you wanted her to look. And honestly, deep down in my heart, I knew what she was talking about, but I was hoping and praying nobody would see what I was seeing. But apparently my sister seen it, and she saw it, everybody was seeing it. So I showed my mom, and she was like, yeah, I don't like that tummy area, Maisha. What is going on? She looks really fat in the tummy. And honestly, she looked like how I look right now. But that's not how my girl was supposed to look, okay? So it was, you know, when you know something is wrong with your tattoo, and there's like, sometimes you feel like there's no going back on tattoos, okay? A lot of times it's very hard unless you have a good, talented tattoo artist that can tweak things, and you know what I mean, like cover-ups and all that stuff. So it was laying hard on my heart for a while. So I told myself, I said, you know what, Maisha, think of how you're gonna say this to her, because honestly, all in all, she might be not a very prompt and on her type of thing, like as far as having her shit together, but as far as her work speaks really good, in my opinion, except for that. Okay, I'm gonna say that part. But she's a sweet woman, you know what I mean? And I'm just thinking to myself, I don't want to hurt somebody and say, yo, I don't like this. I don't like this area. You know what I mean? You never want to come across to somebody that, I mean, granted, I'm paying you, but I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. You get what I'm saying? So anyway, I was just like, I just kept thinking. I was just like, okay, how am I going to tell her about this? Because at the end of the day, I can't have this on me if I'm not wanting that tummy area. You know what I'm saying? So the next time I went in was October. Was it? No, it was late September. I can't remember the dates, but I believe it was late September. Okay, so I went in late September, and late September was supposed to be for the butterflies. Okay, so I had told her, I said, hey, I love your work. The only thing is, I can't remember exactly what I said, okay, you guys, but I said, in the tummy area, I said, you know, I'm not feeling that area. She looks a little too pudgy. She looks a little too thick. I was telling you I wanted a very slim, more waist, more snatched, and more of a, you know, va-va-va-voom, you know, hips and thighs and butt was supposed to be big, not the tummy mid area. And she was just like, yes, I see what you're saying, girl. It's okay. It's okay. We will fix this. And I'm thinking like, girl, how you gonna fix this? You know what I'm saying? But she found a way to fix it, and this is what she fixed. She kind of darkened the area, as you can see, and made some more hair in that area, if you can see what I'm saying. So once that was done, that didn't take no time at all. So I was like, okay. She was like, okay, we're gonna get started on the butterflies. And she was like, okay, girl, we're gonna outline we only have time to outline your butterflies today. Okay, so the little tummy area may have take 30 minutes. Okay, 30 minutes tops. And now you're telling me it's gonna take 3 hours to thinly outline a butterfly. It was just not, at this point, it was just not cutting it for me. I was just I was laying in that chair or on the table, and I was just furious in my head. And I'm just thinking to myself, what kind of butterflies take that long? And okay, and on top of that, it was only 4 big butterflies, okay? It wasn't 5. We'll get to that later. So it was 4 thinly, you know, outdrawn butterflies that she did on me, and I think I have a picture of that, so there we go right there. You know, I just felt like I was getting swindled. I was feeling like this is how they rob you. You know what I mean? And then on top, they want a tip. It's not that they want a tip. You feel obligated. You should give a tip, you know what I mean, for each session. It's only right, you know. But you guys, I was feeling like this is how these big time tattoo places, some, okay, not all, some of these big time tattoo places do it. And like I said, I have no problem. I have no freaking problem dishing out the money, especially if I have saved this damn money, because obviously you see how long of a gap I had for, you know what I mean, before I was able to get tattooed. So I was just like, okay, you know. So she finished the outline, and she was like, okay, girl, we're gonna have you come in for another session, and we'll finish the coloring. And yeah, you know. And I was like, okay. So when I told her, I said, okay, so next session will be coloring of the butterflies. I told her, I was like, okay, I'm gonna need 1 more butterfly on me, because if you see the tattoo, what I have right now, well, I'll show you the picture of, yeah, I'll show you what I have right now, right here, okay? If you can see, she's blowing a butterfly in there. Now, I had said additional at the beginning, I wanted five baby, not baby, well, 5 butterflies on me. So that little one was supposed to be Kennedy, okay? And my husband had made it a point to me. He was like, why would Kennedy be that small? You're going to need to put a bigger butterfly on you, because at the end of the day, Kennedy's going to be like, why am I the tiniest one? You know what I mean? Like, everybody else has very pretty colors and intricate type of species, and you know, they got to pick out their species, but I have this little old butterfly that has no color, no nothing going on to her. And I thought to myself, I said, you know what, yeah. So I told her, I said, the next session that I come in for the coloring, can you please add on 1 more butterfly? And she said, yeah. I said, well, will that, I mean, the coloring and then adding on 1 butterfly, is that going to be more than 4 hours? She said, oh, no, we can add that on. I go for the next session. You guys already know. She colored the butterflies. And of course, I did not get the 5th butterfly on me. And I couldn't get the 5th butterfly where that small butterfly was, because I wanted to be a stair step. I wanted to be Kennedy, then Cameron. I wanted to be Kennedy, Cameron, Mason, Scarlett, and then Benjamin is the biggest one. He's the highest one on my hip. Well, now it's not going to be able to be that way, because you see how it's trailing, the way it's trailing up. It's like trailing this, like it's going. And if we add on another butterfly off to the side, it's just going to kind of throw things off. So I was like, okay, so Kennedy's going to have to be higher up on my hip now, which is okay. As long as I have Kennedy, a bigger butterfly of Kennedy on me, I'm totally fine with that. But girl, y'all, so anyway, we get there, I get there, and you know, by this time, this is the last session that I got from her, and this is while my husband was home. So this was in October of last year, 2018. So I go in, and she, you know, she starts the coloring of the butterflies, and she tells me, she was like, you know, we're not going to be able to finish. We're not going to be able to finish the last butterfly. I'm going to have you come in for that 1 butterfly. You guys already know. I was so freaking upset in my head. But I know how to keep cool. But in my head, I mentally said, and excuse me when I say this, I said, fuck this shit. I'm not fucking coming back. Fuck this, okay? I've already gave this woman enough money. I'm sorry, I had to say it, you guys, because that's exactly how I was feeling and what I was thinking in my head. So anyway, so she finishes it up, and don't get me wrong, it's beautiful. I love my tattoo. I absolutely do. But at the end of the day, all of this could have been eliminated, in my opinion. Now, I know that tattoo artists vary from person to person, and some tattoos are a little bit more seasoned than others. Some are newer, and her, I would not label her as a new tattoo artist. She's pretty seasoned, okay, with her work, okay? So she knows her shit. But I honestly feel that the way that the company is the way that she has to be. She has to go slow. She has to do things accordingly, so that way they rack in that fucking dough. I'm sorry, you guys, but okay, no more cursing. I'm sorry. So, y'all, I'm over here slouching, getting all hood and stuff. Okay, let me stop. So I just feel that that's a way that some of these tattoo places, that's what they do. Now, I know you cannot compare one tattoo artist from the other, but I'm human. We're human. We all do. Now, when my husband was overseas in Romania, he was getting his basically from mid-thigh all the way down to his ankle done, okay? 3 sessions, okay? 3 effing sessions. And when I say my husband, he ain't got no. 2 sessions. Bump that. It was 2 sessions from mid-thigh all the way down to his ankle. He has it done. He has Medusa. He has all these ancient Egyptian, no, African goddesses and just all this stuff that's on him. And you know, it took him 2 sessions. And like I said, I know that each tattoo artist varies. I get it. But do you know how hurtful this junk was when how much I was spending on just this itty bitty tattoo that's not even complete? Because at the end of the day, I still have to go and get another butterfly put on me. And not only that, I still want a background. And I want to do, I believe I'm more so aiming towards a watercolor background. I want a jungle theme, like she's out in the jungles. You know what I mean? So I'm nowhere near finished. But do you guys get how hurtful this junk is? Where my husband was like, girl, I'm not girl. Ooh, no, he don't talk like that. But it's like him saying, I got all this done and you're still not even finished with yours. You know, you're just like, this tattoo has taken, what is it, a year? It's been a whole year. It'll probably take me about 2 year and a half. Because I'm going to give myself until my birthday to have this completely finished. Okay, so here's the tattoo, you guys. That you guys have been wanting to see. This is my lovely girl. Now, is this supposed to be an image of me in a sensible way? Yes. This is not how I look, but this is what I see myself as, a mama. Okay. Mama. And the issue that I had, I'll get a little closer with her tummy. As you can see, it's that kind of dark area. She kind of filled it in and did some more hair within that area. You see, I wanted her to have locks in her hair because that's what I have. And at the end of my lock journey, I'm not going to say the end of my lock journey, but I don't think I'm going to allow my hair to get any longer than probably about down here, we'll say. So there am I. And then this is that whole thing that I was telling you about Kennedy, the little itty bitty butterfly right there. So as far as the butterflies go, this one is what my son Benjamin picked out. This is the one that Scarlett picked out. This is the one that Mason picked. And then this is the one that Cameron picked right there. So I'm not too sure if I'm going to put, tell me what you guys think. Would it look bad if I put Kennedy like right here within this area? Just maybe about, let's see, maybe about like right here. Tell me what you guys think. Or should I just go ahead and put her way up here? So you guys let me know what you guys think I should do. And so anyway, the story behind this is I had this vision. Back then, I did not have locks in my hair. I was loose natural, so I wanted a massive like afro. I wanted her to have a big old afro, but that changed because now I have locks. So I wanted a woman basically naked in the jungles, blowing her babies, which you guys know I love butterflies. I don't have my butterfly necklace or my bracelet. I don't have none of that on right now, but I wanted her to blow her babies off, basically, like aim high and, you know, fly high. Sounds silly, but that's what I wanted, okay? And each butterfly is my children. So, yeah. So anyway, that's my story, you guys. If you have any questions, please put down below. Like, big thumbs up. Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe if you guys like the type of videos that I have been putting out there for you guys. Also, don't forget to check out my giveaway if you guys are interested in winning what is it called, a long chain strap, okay, and the D-rings that can hook onto any bag, okay? So don't forget to check that video out. And yeah, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram, which I will have down below and right here. And yeah.